Hey, welcome everybody to JT in the Raw, show 12. Who would have thunk we're at show 12? So it's been 3 months since I did a marathon. No, 3 months since I've been doing this show. And I made a conscious decision that I would try to help people by doing JT in the Raw in business and in life by doing this show. So I hope you've got some real value over the past 12 weeks. And you know what? Last week I was in the Northern Hemisphere. This week I'm in downtown Beecroft with my backyard like that, and it's pretty good. Morning, Scotty G. Morning, Pete. How you going? So I made this conscious decision that I would do... Hey, Walter. Welcome. I was just talking about being up at the conference. And I just made this decision that I would do this show to try and help you guys out. And it's now up to you whether I continue it or not. So if you reckon that people get value out of this show and you're getting value out of this show, then please either like the show or tag someone in the comments below that they should watch one of these shows. Might help them in business or in life. You know, last week's was fairly deep around that gratitude, but I need some feedback from you guys on whether you want this show to continue. Hey, Matty Cross, go the Cowboys. Morning, Shane. Morning, Eugene. Thanks, Walter. I'm killing it, crushing it. Wait till you hear some more. Okay, so if you like this show, like it, tag people, and then we'll see if we continue going with this. Shout outs this week. I got a massive shout out, this big shout out to Qantas. I want to say, hey, Randy, how you doing? My shout out to Qantas goes simply because you guys upgraded me to business from Sydney to LA and from LA to Sydney. So thanks, Qantas, for that. Now, how do I get an upgrade? It's because I have loyalty to Qantas. Every flight I do is through Qantas, and I collect my points, and it's a status thing. And I just wonder in business, how are you rewarding people who stay loyal to you? You see, the reality for me is that I am never going to fly with any other airline because I want those points so I can use them to upgrade. And I've gone from a nobody to a bronze to silver to platinum. It's an automatic retention tool. And my question for you, in any business, you know, Scotty G, if you're still listening and you're selling clothes, if people are still buying clothes from you, then how are we building status? And it's an important component to us in running our business. So, hey, Mobby, how you doing? Shane O'Casey, welcome. So my challenge to you guys who are listening is that I really want you to start working on a status program. It's an important component to consumer trends. It's an important component. Qantas don't have to do anything. They just have to give me points and upgrade me occasionally, and I'm sticking with them. I'm not flying with anybody else. Okay, my second shout out, and Randy and Walter, you guys are there from the US, and I want to say a huge thank you to my Anytime Fitness new friends and family. The guys made me feel so welcome last week at the conference. I'm an outsider. I don't have anything to do with the brand. Everybody else there was part of the brand. And for me, being welcomed by these people was just amazing. I wrote 2 blogs this week on my experience there. So I ask you to go across to activemgmt.com.au and check out those blogs because there's a lesson we can learn regardless of the size of our business. I actually didn't write the blogs to impress you on Anytime Fitness, but rather to impress upon you what is possible with great leadership, with a strong brand, and an amazing DNA that runs through the culture of a business. And it doesn't matter what size of the business, we can learn from them. So, hey, hi JP, hi Rami, hi Mel PT Fury, welcome back to Australia. My third shout out this week goes to the one and the only Garry Vaynerchuk. I am so grateful, first of all, to Libby from Anytime Fitness who allowed me time to spend with Garry, but more importantly that Garry gave me time. Holy smoke, the biggest guy in the world spent some time with me. And you know, the most common Ask JT question this week was, what was he like? What was he? Was he like obnoxious? Was he rude? Was he arrogant? Like when you see him off stage, what was he like? Garry Vaynerchuk is one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met. He was caring. He was empathetic. He listened. He was very different to who we see on stage. On stage, I think he's probably more aggressive. Even on his Ask Garry Vee show, he seems to come across very aggressive. And that's because, he wants you to achieve things. And when I sat down with him and said, this is what we've done, he was like really engrossed and engaged in the conversation. He was 100% present. And for that, I was really appreciative. I was even more appreciative when he got on stage, and I didn't get mentioned just once, not twice, but 3 times by Garry Vee on stage was amazing. And he was just using me as an example of implementation. And I think that's one of the key things that Garry talks about is when you get some good ideas, your goal has to be to implement them. It was pretty cool. And I just want to kind of finish with a bit of a statement from him before we move on. And Garry Vee said this. This was a big insight from his keynote. Let me read it to you because I wrote it down because it was so cool. He said this. We are living in the 21st century. You need to spend 3 hours a day understanding the digital world because that is the world that we live in. If you don't understand the digital world, you can't market, you can't grow your business, you can't be professional. There are just so many things you can't be if you're not working in that digital world. So he said 3 hours a day understanding the digital world. Thank you, Garry Vee, for your time. Much appreciated. Okay. Oh, by the way, you're now a mate. Now, what's been happening this week? Well, it's been a really busy week for me. And is it a busy week for you when you lose a day? So I lost Tuesday flying. Came home from the US on Monday, didn't see Tuesday, got here Wednesday, and automatically felt overwhelmed with everything I've got to do. Hey, Shauno. Hey, Angus. Welcome to the show. And so this feeling of overwhelmedness, almost made my hands clammy. Hey, Jess, how you doing? And I was just kind of thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Do you ever feel like that? If you feel like that and you're feeling like you're playing catch up, give me a thumbs up, give me a like right now on the show. If you ever feel overwhelmed with everything you've got to do. So, what's the solution? What is the solution? Here is what I do. And I think I've probably got 3 actions. The first action for me to feel like I'm on top of things is this. Exercise. I work out and I train hard and I get that oxygen pumping through my body. I get that endorphin rush and that gives me the energy to plow through the day. So if you're not exercising and you're not exercising hard, then it's going to always overwhelm you. So it's an important component to achieving shit, working out. Number 2 is I always write a list. Now, I've seen people's to-do lists that are like this long. 10, 15, 20 things on the list. For me, I write 3 things. If I can get 3 big things done in a day, I'm happy. One of those 3 things has to be income producing. So, the third thing for me is that I give myself permission. Giving myself permission not to feel guilty if I don't get everything done. And this is a really key thing for me. G'day, Dwayne. How you going? Welcome. Are you back from your holiday? You back in the US? Back to the US? What is really important to me is not feeling guilty if I don't achieve everything. And I got to admit that's probably taken me about 3 to 4 years to get that feeling. It's not something that comes quickly. So I would challenge you to start to give yourself permission to be able to relax a little bit and chill out if you don't achieve everything. Hey, Guillermo, and hey, Joe Sorelli. Welcome, Joe. Hey, what a privilege to have you on board. Okay, now I've got a few people here from the US, which is really interesting because my little IT whiz, Alicia, and I have been working this week on building a landing page for the active management members for US fans and people who are based in the US or outside of Australia. Because I've been quizzing people around why they don't join. And what happens is they go to our website, they look at our membership page, they see Australian dollars, and automatically they think, this is not for me. I cannot purchase this product because it's only available in Australia. So we've built a US landing page. Now, and the cool thing with that, all you Americans that are listening, membership is less than 65. There you go. So building a product that meets the needs of your consumer. This to me is the most important thing. What we need to do in business is not make assumptions. And we tend to make a lot of assumptions in business. And what I was assuming was that people would just understand our product. Don't make assumptions. And don't develop a product before you've got a market. So that's one thing we've really worked on this week. I'm really excited by this landing page. If you're watching and you're from the US, just put down the bottom, or outside the US, just put down the bottom in comments, something like overseas, and I'll send you the link to the landing page. I'd love to get your feedback and you tell me whether you reckon it's pretty good value. What have I been listening to this week? Well, on the 14-hour flight back from LA, I listened to Superfast Business, which is a podcast, James Schrenko's. And James did a wonderful interview with a bloke called Stu McLean around online memberships and memberships in general. And there is a couple of insights. I had to listen to it 3 times to get enough value out of it. Well, not enough value, but because it was so many knowledge bombs, I just needed to listen to it all. And this is what he said. There were a couple ones. In this show, they talk about when, why, and how to use Facebook groups rather than a paid membership. He talks about understanding your market and that the membership that you have must solve the market's problems. And I don't care whether that's an online membership or an offline membership. That to me is a critical component in the fitness industry, is understand your market, then develop a product that solves that market's issues. When someone is searching on Google, what are they putting in that search engine? When you know the answer to that, then that's what your product is going to be. So whatever they type into Google, weight loss program, business coaching, whatever that may be, whatever they type in, that's what you need to have as a program. The number one reason people cancel memberships is that they can't keep up with the content. So what he was saying in this show is that the value to a member is problem solving. The value to a member is solving their problem. If you want a link to this podcast, just put down the bottom in the comments, James, and I will send you the exact link so you can listen to the podcast. This is a really big week for me. Tuesday, I'm catching up with Sean Greeley from NPE. Sean was a guest on our Fitness Business podcast show. He's done 2 shows and they're crackers. So I'm catching up with him. Wednesday, FitnessBiz Brunch in Sydney, where I'm going to be talking about consumers and building your likability rating. You can get tickets for that at fitnessbizbrunch.com.au. That's in the north of Sydney. And then on Wednesday afternoon, I get to do this really cool thing. I'm working with a cricket team, the first 11 from a private school. I'm teaching them about goal setting. I'm teaching them about working as a team. And I'm talking to them about responding to the adversity of expectations from the school that they are the first 11 and they should be winning. So that's a really cool thing. I'm pumped for that. Thursday, I'm off to Adelaide, where I'm going to be delivering 4 sessions for you people in Adelaide at FitnessBiz Summit, including taking everybody on a trip around the world, looking at some of the best health clubs that I've been to. You guys that are listening that are members, remember every month, I put something up on the member hub, which is photos from a gym that I've been to and a bit of a summary on them. So it's definitely worth logging into the member hub to see that or becoming a member. And then on Friday, I head to Melbourne, where I'm doing a Fitness Biz Brunch, the last one for the year. And I'm going to talk about the cheapest marketing strategy that you can actually have in your business. The cheapest. In fact, so cheap, it's $0. If you want to know what that is, you better get along to Fitness Biz Brunch, because I'm going to share that with you. Okay, what else? That's it. Remember, today's been a real pain in the ass with the internet, and I apologise to everybody for that. That's beyond my control. We won't be doing a shout out to Telstra. But This has been show 12. I committed to 12 shows. If you want me to continue with this, I need you to hit like. I need you to tag somebody. I need you to share this show so that I know I'm giving value to you guys. And then there'll be show 13 next week from Melbourne. But I need some stuff from you. Otherwise, I'm not going to continue this. I want to make sure that I'm helping you. Okay, quote of the week. Quote of the week this week comes from the great Garry Vee, and it's this: tactics get you nothing. Doing stuff gets you things. Okay, I lied. That was my quote. Gary's quote was this: tactics get you nothing. Doing shit gets you things. Your version is your quote of the week. Your version is your quote of the week. Tactics get you nothing. Doing stuff gets you things. Thanks so much for tuning in to JT in the Raw, show 12. Once again, I deeply apologise for the internet connect. Let me know if you want number 13 to go ahead next week. Tag someone, like the video, share it. Have a great week. Catch you later.